And I'm very much honored to introduce Mr. Marcus Couto, Chief Consultant Scorers Course. Mr. Marcus Couto, co-founder of the Association of Cricket Statisticians and Scorers of India, ACSSI. He passed the scoring examination held by the ACSSI with 96% marks in the inaugural year, and then a gold medalist cricket umpire of Mumbai Cricket Association with 4 decades umpiring at state level and had been umpiring for BCCI for 25 years. A good collector of books, memorabilia, and especially cricket ties could easily be the best in the industry. He's also visited several top scorers abroad and has learned from them the art of scoring. And then we have Mr. Theo Briganza. Who doesn't know him? The veteran himself, Mr. Theodore Briganza, popularly known as Theo, is the proprietor of the India's leading sports bookshop, the Marine Sports, a bookseller, and also specialized in sports and especially on the game of cricket. Well, Theo sir has been serving as secretary for the Association of Cricket Statisticians and Scorers of India for the last 20 years, was the first person in India to introduce training exams for scorers in India, took this to various state associations, cricket centers, and finally to the BCCI. Also organized a conducted training for statisticians and computer scoring for the BCCI and was their convener in the early years. Well, and then we have Mr. Jayapal, who is the principal trainer. Mr. P. Jayapal is currently a BCCI panel umpire, started journey as a scorer in the year 1990. After joining Spartan Sports Club, which is affiliated to the Karnataka State Cricket Association, in the year 1992 was enrolled as one of the official scorers in KSCA, which is Karnataka State Cricket Association. After scoring many representative matches at the district level, went on to score his first class and one-day international match in the year 1996. And then on the panel, we have Mr. Rahul Raj. Rahul is currently on the BCCI panel of scorers. He was ranked number one in the scoring exams conducted by BCCI in 2006 and was awarded Anandji Dosa Scholarship. He's serving BCCI as a scorer for the last 15 years and officiated in various competitive cricket tournaments like IPL, Champions League, World Cup, One Day Internationals, T20s, Test cricket associated with ICC and BCCI. And then I'm very happy to also introduce Mr. Suhas Sapre. Mr. Suhas Sapre has been scoring since 1994. In 2004, he cleared the BCCI exam at Ahmedabad. He stood first in the scorers exam held by Saurashtra Cricket Association in 1994 at Rajkot, and again stood first in the 1997 exams held by the Mumbai Cricket Association scorers. I'm so much honored to have you all today for this exciting and a very conversational forum. Welcome, all of you. So, to start off, I think today we are going to talk on a very different topic. It's not actually different, but very rarely you talk about scorers and scoring. And as I said in the initial introduction of my presentation, that you all are the backstage heroes, and somewhere down the line, it is now Cricket Kingdom has taken that opportunity to also create a platform for scorers. Let me start with Marcus sir. We had a very successful umpires course last month, and now we are presenting a program for scorers. Can you tell us a little bit more about the scores and how are we initiating this?
Yeah, thank you, Dipesh. Thank you very much for the introduction. This is a scorers course where all the scorers who want to join into scoring and learn about the art of scoring will be taught how to do it, and it's a pathway for them, for their future life as a scorer.
Well, so this is going to be online course, right?
Correct, Dipesh.
And what would be duration of this?
Yeah, Jaipal, would you like to answer that?
Everyone, this is Jaipal. The course duration is for 6 days, 2 hours each, 2 hours each day. It is for
All right.
12 hours. The first level is for the 12 hours.
And how many sessions do we have?
We have in 1 week we have 6 sessions.
Wow. So we will know a lot about this course, and since we have such a senior panel, let me go to Theo sir. You know, uh, uh, tell us your association with ACSSI, and it was born on this day 34 years ago. And what were the founders thinking behind such an association? Can you just tell us more about it?
Thank you, Dipesh. It is so incidentally that today we celebrate 34 years of the ACSSI, which is formed in 1987. Incidentally, it was also formed, the first founder was Marcus Couto and Shirish Konkar. But we have here Marcus Couto with us. Now, to tell you a little of the association, we started in 87, and for about 2-3 years, we didn't know what to do. We were all the time concentrating on statistics. Suddenly, I came across one Mr. Dinkar Sapadnekar, and I requested him, can you conduct a course in scoring? I got material from UK, from scorers in UK, and I got course material, and we conducted the course in Bombay for the first time. I think Suhas must have been in that course. And we had this course. We had quite a number of umpires and scorers for this course. But this was the first time we conducted it, and it was done very well. Lot of enthusiasm to become scorers. But there was one fear in the whole thing. Those who are already scorers had the fright of sitting for the exam, whether they would pass or not. That was the only drawback that I had. But all said, these are teething problems which we had. We conducted it very well. Then we took it outside Bombay. We went to other cities in Bombay, and we had it at Rajkot, where I think Suhas was there again. Then we had it at Ahmedabad. We had it at Pune. We had it at Nagpur. And finally, we went to Calcutta, where Mr. Dalmia was there. So, that helped us a lot.
So, just one thing that comes to my mind: do you need to be good in maths to become a good scorer?
No, really, you don't require. The main qualification for a scorer is just good handwriting and your knowledge of the game. You must have these: a good handwriting and knowledge of the game. Calculations, arithmetic, maths will come by the way, because we have got people like Jaipal who are very good in training for calculation. So that is how.
Yeah, because that is
Yes.
that is one myth that I wanted to clarify, because a lot of people who wants to do scoring, they have that myth that you have to be good in maths, because there are a lot of permutation combinations, especially in the league matches, especially where there is close encounters, and then the average has to be considered, and a lot of things that happen in today's day. Thank thank to the technology that we have, but as a physical as a manual scoring, when it goes in a lot of corporate matches and a lot of live matches, these things keep on happening. So people are concerned that if I'm not good in maths, how can I become a scorer? So that is something that I want you to speak about.
Yeah, yeah, Dipesh, you have to be good in maths. You have to, but we train you all. But I'm coming to the Asian old system where Anandji Dosa and Sudhir Vaidya, they were doing scoring calculation all on their fingertips. They were not even calculators. So you
Wow.
can imagine how they have gone through. We have computers today. We have the thing. We can calculate on the pressing of the button. But those were the days where they used to actually multiply and divide and all that to get their average or whatever they had to get. So that was the system. even in those days, there were no photocopies. So, if they had to have the score sheet, they would have to write the whole thing down. Photocopies were not there at all in the
True.
in the early 50s and 60s. So these are undergoing technology changes, but I think we have overcome this. And another thing which I would like to come to our course. See, there will be many who will say why Sports Kingdom has to conduct, and who is Sports Kingdom? I have conducted the course with the ACSSI. I was asked the same question: who are you to conduct? So I at that time told them we are the ACSSI and we are an association, and we will also issue certificates under the name of the association. It had no footing at that time. ACSSI, nobody knew. Even the board did not knew. We were running our association from someone's house. It's a care of address of certain of one of our members. So we were that infant in our approach, but we overcame that, and today the ACSSI has the address of the Bombay Cricket Association. So we are recognized. The board also recognized us to a great extent, and the first courses that we had conducted were conducted by us for the Board of Control for Cricket India. And again, the corrections, the whole curriculum corrections, everything was done by us. The marks were also given by us, and I can tell you the exams were tough.
Right.
Same way. Sorry, Dipesh, you want to ask me something?
Yeah, I mean that's really nice that something that you start, and if you believe
Yeah.
in what you start, I think it's just about time that it will be recognized. Now I'd like to come to Marcus, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, and this is a very general question, and I myself, when I used to commentate for a lot of matches, I've seen that scorer using different color pens. What is the significance behind it?
No, no. Yeah. To the color friends and all, we have undergone that, and I have seen when we had the first course in 1987 at Nagpur. There were scorers which came for all 12 colors in a day, and there was no system in the whole thing. Then we formulated the colors, that these are the red is used for certain thing, green is used for the blue is used for black is used. So we have formulated all these colors. Now we have standardized the colors, so you won't see colored score sheet. So if you're in the commentary box, what score sheet you see in Bombay, the same score sheet you'll see in Ahmedabad, the same score sheet you'll see in Bangalore, because the colors will be the same. All our scorers are doing the same color. That is why we formulated the colors. And to come to think of it, we have used the same colors that Mr. Bill Frindle used in his score sheet. We have just copied his style.
Lovely, lovely. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Theo
One,
sir,
one
for
minute,
that.
Dipesh, if,
Yeah.
if I can add a little,
Yes,
if I
sir.
can
Yes, sir.
add a little,
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to market Sports Kingdom. Again, there will be people asking who is Sports Kingdom. Special, that's Sports Kingdom is giving you a platform. Just as if you are passing a senior exam, SSC, MA, BA, whatever exam, you go to classes. You go to Agarwal classes. You go to Mahesh tutorial. You go to some classes. Why do you go to those classes? You go to those classes to familiarize yourself with the exam paper, and they will train you that if you're getting 60% marks, they will see that you get 80% marks.
True.
That is the beauty of these classes. I think the same thing is going. We are going to do the same thing. Sports Kingdom is going to give you the percentage. Thank you.
Superb, superb. Thank you so much, Theo sir. And coming to Marcus sir, on the colors, different colors, that you use during scoring. Me as a layman, I used to always think that it is just to add colors in scorer's life, because all the time he's doing something, is writing down the note. Would you like to add on that thought, sir?
Yeah, Jaipal has done a lot of this color work. He's
Oh.
known for this colorful scoring method. Jaipal, can you throw light on it, please?
Yeah, Dipesh, actually there are many methods in using
Yes.
these colors also.
Yes.
Okay, the using of this color simplifies the scoring. Okay, you can get the batsman versus bowler statistics, vice
Right.
versa, bowler versus batsman,
Right.
number of boundaries, sixes, which side, this, all those things, end wise, everything you can get it. To simplify the scoring, we use this colors. So there are
Wow.
many various methods, the use of colors. So all these things will be dealt in the course. How to
Lovely.
use the color pens.
So I
What
think
are all the methods? All the methods will be taught in the course.
so now
It is just to simplify the scoring. If you do in one color, you cannot later you cannot make out what is what and all. To simplify, we use that colors.
so it's not just a scoring course, but in the scoring course, you will also know the significance of every color
Yes,
that goes on the score sheet in a live game. Now, I would like
yes.
to come to Mr. Rahul Raj. And Rahul, to become a scorer, do I need to be a cricket player?
Absolutely not. It's absolutely not mandatory to be a cricket player. Yes, you need to know a bit basics of the game, and of course, even if you don't know, we will definitely teach you in this course. But when it comes to a basic qualification, simple English and basic understanding of the game is just what is required. And even if you don't know what is cricket, we will definitely teach you in the course, and which will be definitely helpful for you to pursue your
Superb.
career as a scorer.
Superb. So you don't need to be a cricketer compulsory. It's okay even if you played in your ground near to your house, but it's the
Yes.
passion of holding that pen and
Mhm.
start scoring. Now I'll again, come to Mr. Suhas Sapre, sir. Sir, you've done scoring all over West Zone and in a lot of local and higher games. Is this course going to be in regional languages too?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Dipesh. And I think regional language, it will help to motivate the scorers. But
Yeah.
we have to make the explanation in both language. Actually, when we use English language, they cannot understand because there are a lot of people
Very
here
right.
joining the classes. So they are not very particular about the English wording. So we have to even follow the regional language immediately. What I explained in English, I have to explain in Gujarati language. So regional language is also, it is very helpful. It will motivate the scorers and they will come out, they will take interest in that. So it is very helpful to them.
Uh, so, in,
Dipesh,
yeah,
I would like to add one point over here. Okay, the course will be taught in different languages,
okay.
but the scoring what you do will be in English.
Yeah, that is again a very important thing that you've said that because most of the time that you see, the numbers are always in English.
The numbers, the names, whatever you use in the score sheet will be in English. Only the course will be dealt in their different languages, just for their understand.
Jaipal sir, one very interesting question that I want to ask you. Since sometime back, Theo sir said that earlier it used to be all paperwork. You had loads and loads of papers of various matches, and that used to store in a file and used to uh,
Yes.
uh, keep it at the safe place. But now with the technology coming in, how does manual scoring and technology has made things more better in scoring profession today?
Definitely, this digital scoring now has made a lot of things better. Say compared to earlier manual things, see, we need to have scorer and statistician side by side working. Scorer, when you used to score the match, statistician used to compile the scores immediately. You will give the coming records which is going to happen. Used to pass an HH to the scorer, and scorer seeing that used to announce. But now everything is on a click of a button.
Yeah.
Okay, you have some software. We have softwares and applications where you get ready-made statistics. So as a scorer, if you have that software with you, if you have that subscription with you, you can easily do the scoring. And in scoring, if you want to do a scoring in media box, it's really a challenge because you need to announce a lot of things.
Yeah.
But with the advent of this computer, it has become very easy for the scorer to do in media. With the software, it has become very easy.
Superb. Now I'll again go back to Suhas Sapresa. Is there a special characteristics, to become a successful scorer, or is it your attentiveness is going to achieve you the best results in scoring?
Yeah, thank you, Dipesh. I think scorers need to have abilities to concentrate more on the games. He has to watch each and every ball. He cannot miss out a single ball. So ability to concentrate more and mentally fitness. You have to sit for long hours. So you have to see that you cannot miss out any event on the happening on the ground. So you need to have a lot of concentration. You need to sit for long hours. That is very important. And moreover, you must have good handwriting and you must have some mathematical functions. You must be knowing about that. So that are the characteristics of scorers.
You mentioned handwriting just now, and that is a very important aspect. Can you add more why good handwriting is required to become a good scorer?
Yeah, good handwriting it should be very, it looks very attractive. You have to put everything in a very final finishing because you have to fill up all the board sheet in a proper manner so that the statistician could make out some compilation from that scoreboard only. So you must have good handwriting for that.
Superb. Now, a
Can
little interesting
Can
question.
I add
Yes, Theo sir, please add, please. Sir.
a little back?
Yes, sir.
To have the course in regional languages. Yes, we finally have to come to English. But to catch them young, to catch the scorer, just as we catch the cricketer, to catch them young, you have to go in their own regional language. So that's how we are going to, Suhas is going to handle the Marathi and the Gujarati. And I think to catch them young, that's a very important criteria.
Yes, sir.
Coming back to score sheets, in the early days, there were no score sheets. Score sheets were not printed. I have known Anandji Dosa and Sudhir Vaidya sitting one day before the match and on huge white sheets, drawing lines and making their own score sheets for next day's match. So it was that bad in those days.
I can imagine that because now,
What
as you
Suhas
rightly
said
said,
about concentration.
yes, I can imagine that because that time nothing was printed and so much of manual effort that has gone. I mean,
Nothing was
salute to those veterans of scoring.
Yeah, coming to one great ingredients for a scorer, concentration. This is a great ingredient. See, a player can go on the field, an umpire he can stop the match. But the scorer cannot stop the match. Whatever is there, he has to sit down and record. He can't not only forget about getting up from his seat,
True.
he cannot leave his eyes from the field.
Absolutely.
So that is one great concentration as another thing. You said about writing.
Yeah.
About good writing. A scorer cannot have the doctor's handwriting. He should be able to read. The other should be able to read what he has written at the end of the day. Sometimes they not able to read their own writing. So the doctor's handwriting, people cannot be qualified scorers at all.
True.
Thank you.
Well, coming back to Rahul, just when we were talking about concentration. Now you've been doing scoring for various formats of the game. Is it more difficult to do scoring in test matches? and not that much effort in T20, considering the time that you have to sit and score? Or do you think that no matter whatever the format is, you need equal concentration to all the formats?
Yeah, I mean, the concentration should be equal for all the formats. Yes, it's a bit challenging when it comes to the shorter formats of the game, like T20 internationals or one-day internationals, because of the times, the time constraint that you have between the overs and the number of announcements that you have to make. But again, having said that, concentration is something which you need to have at the same level for all formats of the game. And as you go through, as you experience it, you will automatically be able to handle even the time constraints. So that is where it is always important to have our basics right in the correct place. You need to learn basics correctly so that any challenges that comes in the future can also be handled effectively.
Any particular tip that you would like to give our audience, that what does Rahul do to improve his focus and concentration to do all these matches?
Yeah, it's all with the preparation. It's all with what you do the previous day to handle the next day. So it all goes with the match preparation. And there are certain things, I think, even during the course, we will definitely teach you,
Sure.
provide you certain tips in terms of linear method, how to handle it, how easily can we find out different statistics at any given point of time, right? So those things will definitely be taught, and those are minute tips, I think, which will definitely help us to handle any kind of situations when we are officiating as the scorers, and be it any format of the game.
Super. Let me come to Mr. Jaipal sir now. Jaipal sir, what should be my educational qualification to enroll for this course?
There is no requirement of any education qualification. As told earlier, simple English is enough, and little bit of knowledge in cricket will help you more. That's it. No other education qualification. Everything, once you become a scorer, you start learning everything. Simple English and little bit of cricket knowledge is more than enough.
Well, now, Marcus sir, you've been quiet for a long time, and now I'll want you to talk on the historic partnership of the great Sachin Tendulkar sir and Vinod Kamli sir. That 664 runs partnership that uh, we've always remembered whenever there is discussion about that legendary partnership that these guys did. I was just imagining that who would be that scorer, and how that score sheet would look like.
Dipesh, that score sheet, if you look, it was one of the ugliest score sheet, because in school cricket we ask the scorer, these reserve people to do the scoring. That scoring was done by maybe about 8 to 10 scorers,
Oh,
and they did not have space. Sachin, the columns were finished, so they used the top part, the right side, left side, everywhere to write Sachin's score. And at the end, when we tallied that score sheet with Mohandas Menon, we had to deduct 4 runs from Sachin Tendulkar, which even today he says, you only got me to deduct those 4 runs. You had buys, leg buys, and all that. But since we had to tally the score sheet and send to Wisden and to UK and for various other world record institutions, we did a proper score sheet, and then we edited everything in a proper way, and then we send it to them, and then they declared it
right.
was a world record partnership.
May I add something? Uh, Sachin's record or the school record partnership would have actually gone unnoticed. It was only the ACSSI who took it up. There was a big confrontation between our office bearers. I wouldn't like to name the people, but they said, how can you say that this is a world record? And there was a equal decision of saying, yes, this is the highest partnership in the world for any type of cricket. And one of the office bearers put his foot down and said that this is a record. And that's how it went. It came in the papers next day, and not next day, I think a few days later, it came in the papers, and we asked for the score sheet, as Marcus said, and tallied the score sheet. We had to, as he said, juggle around with certain runs, and we presented a proper score sheet to Wisden and seen that this partnership was recorded as the highest in the world. I think the ACSSI here, I'm not trying to promote the ACSSI, but it is true. I think without the ACSSI, this record would have gone in any school cricket at all.
So
Thank you.
yes, now I'll come back to Jaipal sir. These days, there is a certain number of scorers that you require in a particular match, but there are also questions that can one scorer handle the entire match, and if he is doing alone, then what are the challenges that generally a scorer face?
It depends upon the level of match you are scoring. Definitely in an international game, it is quite difficult for one scorer, because nowadays a lot of thing is there for a scorer to do in international matches, higher level matches compared to this club level matches. So usually in international level matches, it will be minimum 3 to 4 scorers, whereas in club match you see it is only one scorer. So it is quite difficult once the level changes. Club matches we are able to manage because the players will be sitting next to us. We can manage things. But if you compare to the higher level of matches, we will be on one side of the stadium, players will be on the other side. So for any information we need, we have to depend upon one other person. So it becomes difficult. So there we need 2 or 3 scorers minimum.
And how these scorers are appointed in a local cricket or a corporate match or different formats of the game?
Corporate matches, they say corporate matches, event management teams will take care. But as far as state associations matches are concerned, each state association have a panel of scorers. So they will have one committee, scorers committee or something like that. So they will look after the posting. So they will, according to the tournaments, they will keep on posting the scorers according to their availability. But compared to corporate tournaments and all, most of the corporate tournaments are not conducted by the state association. It will be managed by their own event management team, where they will appoint their own scorers. Coming to international matches, it is the state association, BCCI will inform the state association to appoint so-and-so scorer. So like that they will do.
Well, I have this question for Jaipal, you as well. I'll come to you, and first I'll ask the same question to Mr. Suhas. There are now various situations in the match, like quick wicket falling down, or slog overs being there, or quick runs that are getting scored. How much pressure does it increase on a scorer?
Yeah, thank you. Pressure does increase, because when wickets are falling, it is very difficult to note down each and everything, because if a batsman is out, LBW, if a batsman is out, got out, who has taken the catch, if batsman is run out, who has been the fielder, who has affected the run out. So all these things require, you have to put in time, out time, new batsman coming, his in time, out time. So it is very difficult when you do a limited overs game. During test matches, it doesn't panic you. But in limited overs, certainly it is a very panic, because in one match I was doing the match, there are 5 wickets fell in just 7 overs. Oh. So if just with the help of technology, I had some scoring program which could enable me to put all the entries correctly. So otherwise it was a panic moment for me, and really it was very disgusting. So I suffered during that match 5 wickets in 7 overs. In 2025.
Well, I could see a bright smile on Rahul's face. So, Rahul, do you relate to any kind of example that you would like to share with our audience?
Yeah, I mean, we all have gone through that in the careers that we have, definitely. And when he said 5 wickets in 7 overs, yes, To be frank, this happens in school matches, and you know where it's hardly 2 minutes where over is bowled by small kids. It does happen in school matches, and I have gone through personally where 8 wickets fell in 6 overs. And in school matches it is very difficult to understand what is their name, who was the fielder, because the kids themselves do not know their teammates.
Yeah, that's true. That's again a challenge. Yes.
Yeah, it's very challenging, and that's where the smile came up on my face, right? Because for everything you have to reach out the education, the PE teacher or whoever comes there, whoever is leading that particular school. So it's definitely a challenge, but as you go through all these things, you will definitely learn. And in
I
the
think
beginning,
it's also the experience that will keep on teaching
Yes.
you lessons, you know.
Yes, exactly. And there's something called as linear method, which is also a part of this course. And I'm sure when you go through that linear method and when you understand it, it really simplifies things as a scorer. Even if 10 wickets fall in consecutive overs, it will definitely make things easy, is what I want to add.
Well, coming to Jaipal sir, I think you also must be having one memorable match that you must have felt like, yeah, this is one of the best matches in my career.
Like that, many matches are there. Exactly, I can't tell which match it is. But in the like this situation, I have faced a lot. Okay, many landmarks and wickets falling within a short duration. It has happened in many matches. I cannot pinpoint one match or something like that. But one thing is, as said earlier by Rahul and Suhas, scorer has to be in focus to the game. If you want to handle the situation, you should be focused, remain calm. And just now Rahul mentioned linear method. Linear method scoring is of lot help to scorers. And just keep one notebook beside you next to the linear score sheet. I do agree. Manually, it is very difficult. Example for a hat trick. We have scored many hat tricks in our career. Okay, bowlers have taken, but as a scorer, we have scored many hat tricks. So hat trick, 3 balls, 3 wickets, we have to record. And just for your information, okay, if a wicket falls, a minimum 20 entries we have to make in the score sheet.
So by now, easily the number of matches that you have done, you must have passed a century, right?
Yeah, more than a century.
Lovely.
Hundreds of matches have been scored by me. And coming back to the fall of wickets, you need to make minimum 20 entries when a wicket falls. Batsman out record, fall of wicket, then new batsman, time in, time out, how out, all these details. So all these things you have to manage within that 1 minute along with the announcement.
True.
So it is all possible, okay, which will be dealt in the course. One thing is remain focused and calm. If you panic, then you are going to make mistake. Remain focused and calm, you can do it.
Yeah, Suhas
Can
sir, you
you
wanted
request
to add?
umpire to stop a while?
Sorry?
Can you request? I'm talking to Jaipal.
Ah,
Can you request umpire to stop a match for a few seconds to update all the details?
Definitely we can't. We don't have the authority to call the play and time.
yeah, Theo sir wanted to add
No,
something.
I wanted to add.
Yeah, Rahul wanted to add something.
Yeah, to what Jaipal sir said. I mean, it's only on one little point on the announcement, right? So when he says announcement, it's not one announcement, because after you announce, there'll be multiple questions asked by media, right? If it's a long-awaited innings or any special landmarks. So it's not only one announcement. And again, as I said, in 1 minute, you need to complete your entries and then again do the announcement and also answer the questions.
Right.
So yeah, remaining calm, remaining focused, and the concentration, what we spoke about a couple of minutes earlier, it's absolutely important.
I'm sure you scorers must be wearing a different watch which runs on fraction of seconds.
No,
All are digital.
Digital,
All are digital.
It's like it's fast than a stopwatch.
no, I think we follow the same watch which everybody follows. So it's just a matter of learning, and it's just a matter of focus and concentration that makes things easier.
Well, Marcus sir, now let me come to you. Is there any particular age criteria for the scorers to start their career, and what happens after retirement? I mean, what is there for them?
No, we have only, it should be above 14. That is our Sports Kingdom rule. And there is no upper limit. And it's a very good, for the people, those who are retired, or have not been scoring for long, they can come and have a revision with us and be on our panel, so that they can get matches. If suppose like corporate people or somebody else wants scorers, and if they ask Sports Kingdom to provide scorers, they will be on the Sports Kingdom panel of scorers, and we can appoint them in this retirement age, or they can have wherever they want, wherever there is a need of scorers, they can always go there.
Okay, so there is no particular age criteria. It's just that he has to be above 14. That's the criteria, right? And
Yeah.
sir, for anything there is a process. We always talk in cricket that we always think of results, but unless and until we follow a process, we will not be able to achieve the required results. So why do you think that this course, as a proper training program, is important for people or for professionals who want to pursue scoring as their career?
Yeah, Theo.
Yeah. Okay. I'll answer. Dipesh, I'll go a little bit, which I had to ask you.
Yeah.
Adding to Jaipal's this thing that a number of scorers have to be appointed. In today's world, there are a lot of opportunities for scorers at a match. See, one is the official scorer who's with the press box.
Yeah.
He is called the official scorer. Then you come another scorer with the team. Even the team downstairs with the players has to have a scorer. He guides the players in case they want anything.
Right.
Then even at the scoreboard, at every scoreboard there is a scorer who's doing scoring. So there are scorers there also. Another thing also, in TV and radio, again there are scorers. Now, if there are various TVs like Hindi, Marathi, English, then foreign TVs, all of them require scorers. So there is a lot of opportunities in one match. Say 12 to 14 scorers at every match is required. So there are a lot of opportunities for the scorer to get appointment. Now to fine tune this, the official scorer, his duty is to, besides keeping score, is to announce. Suppose there's a wicket taken or someone, so he has to announce that to the press. So the press knows, after how many balls, how many wickets. The whole score, what is the score sheet, who's the player, all that is announced. At every given point, that official scorer is announcing to the press, and that's how the press is getting those details. At the players, this thing, he guides the players, because sometimes players require
Right.
the scorer there. Now, even on the scoreboard, there's no problem. Even if they make a mistake, they can go on the walkie-talkie or the
Right.
mobile today
Right.
and check their score sheet, because it's very important that the scoreboard scorer is correct, because he's pointing out all the 12, 11 players and the two batsmen and the umpire are looking at the scoreboard, at no other board. So that scoreboard is very important. Is guiding all the people on the field, all the players on the field. That's important. Now at TV and radio, again, if it is various vernacular languages, that's okay. But a radio scorer, see, there's no vision, there's no picture. So that scorer has to be a little forward. He has to be even a statistician, and he has to guide the commentators that this is the statistic. This is the batsman is reaching his 100 now, or this is his 10th century. He should be ready with all that material. He has to do his homework much in advance before the match to know that these players are reaching a landmark. So as soon as he reaches that landmark, he has to tell the commentators that this is the landmark. He should be aware. This, the easiest is the TV scorer because there's a picture. Even the commentators are less burdened to give the commentary. Everyone is seeing what is happening, so they don't. Their technicalities are there. The technical players give the technicalities of the game. That's all. But it is less taxing for the scorer. These are the. I just want to make this clear for the scorer. There are a lot of opportunities for each match, not like the old days.
Thank you so much, sir.
Another thing also, uh, the association appoints, like Soha said, the association appoints the scorer for up to first class club level, all that the association. But the appointment of international matches, first class and international matches are done by the Board of Control for Cricket in India, and equal opportunities are given to all the scorers. Say if you have 20 scorers in one association, they are given in rotation. They don't get one scorer does not get all the 20 matches. It is divided equally by all the scorers. So this I want to make it clear to all the scorers who are getting into scoring that these are the opportunities for scorers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And that was very insightful from you, covering every small detail. I think that, of course, comes from so many years of experience, and it's our pleasure to have you in this forum. And so, Marcus, sir, tell us something that with boys, do you think even girls can also, apply for this course to become a scorer?
Yes, yes, anybody who is above 14 can appear for an exam. In fact, to tell you, in 1960, the first tie test at Brisbane was scored by a lady scorer. She was a Queenslander. Her name was Shirley Crouch. And Vijay Merchant used to tell us in those days that 22 brave men fought against a woman. And those umpires also were they had the same name like tie. The umpires also had a name of the tie. It was called, both were Colin. One was Colin Edgar and the other was Colin Hogg. They were interesting. There are a lot of women are there into scoring. A lot of women's cricketer who have now left cricket into scoring. So we would love to train women's cricketers also.
So all the woman power out there, you can also enroll for this course. Sir, final question to you, Marcus, sir. I would like you to answer this. That when is this course starting, and how do I enroll for this course?
This We are planning to start this course on 12th of July. The Sports Kingdom has given us the date as every 12th of the month, 12th of July, 12th of August, 12th of September to begin with. So they have reserved that day and date for us. And at the below, you just have to go to the website, which is the link is below, and click on it, and you just have to download and register yourself, and you get all the details what you want. It's very simple.
Super. Thank you so much, everyone, for their valuable time, and we've also learned a lot of, critical things about, scoring and how fraction of second is also important for all of you. And salute to all of you for doing a wonderful job. And I'm sure that with such rich experience that you all have, our students, whoever is going to enroll in this scoring course, are going to be benefited, and we will also see their career touch a different height. So thank you each and everyone, and we will keep you updated about the course details and everything that you can watch us on the social media. And as Marcus sir said, that in July we will start this course, and before that we will keep posting each and every details about this course. Thank you so much once again, gentlemen. It was wonderful to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepesh.
Thank you, Deepesh.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.